You are listening to the Backline podcast.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Trey.
This is Tristan.
You're listening to an episode of the Backline podcast. So we're going to take you back in time. We're going to take you back. This is our first segment of our new segment presented by Liquid Death.
We're not sponsored, but if they want to sponsor us, fucking
That'd be great because I
Trey
drink
will-
Liquid
yeah.
Death like crazy.
Trey will take that discount.
Mm-hmm. So I'm sipping on the lime one right now. It's called Severed Lime.
I'm drinking coffee of various mixed brands.
So I did this with the Substack as well, but I figured it would be cool to kind of actually talk about them
Sure.
with Tristan instead of me just writing about them.
Yeah.
So most people don't own it, but it's our demo. I don't know what you want to call it, EP or album, 3-song EP, pretty basic. We're gonna take you through the songs on that and the process and everything about it. Though, geez, I think we were 15. We could drive.
Yeah.
We were 16ish. Well, I was at least.
Mm.
And yeah, 3 songs that were pretty immature. I mean, just way different than you wouldn't think it was us.
Yeah, it was way early. Like, it's the whole like part of writing music where like you're taking rudiments and really rudimentary riffs and just like jamming it out and writing
Yeah.
a song over it. And my drumming was really simple at the time. And not that it's gotten much more complicated than it is, but we were really new to the writing process.
Yeah, it was.
And recording process.
Yeah, and the fun fact about this album, it is the only album that there's a third member, and pretty much he played bass on the album, and that's the only album. Not only there's a third member, there's bass on our other albums, but he actually played the bass for this demo EP. Because nowadays Tristan or I will play the bass lines in the studio, and then obviously live I split my signal with a bass amp. So circling back around, yeah, this is our first ever release. We were really proud of it right away.
Yeah.
But it's looking back on it, everybody comes from somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's pretty not what we do now.
No, it's a pretty funny snapshot to look at.
Yeah,
though.
one of the songs is a running joke still with some of our other fellow band members and musicians and mates. Dirt Bike, it's called.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Carter from high school, he loved that song.
Oh yeah, we'll jokingly get requests to play it even now, but some people are like, "No, we're serious."
Yeah. No.
It's a very blues rocky riff
Yeah.
with some dirty ass lyrics. We thought we were clever. But people knew right away we weren't talking about a dirt bike. But so the song came about because before the band, the reason for Mile 134 was Tristan and I used to race dirt bikes. And when the band started picking up, we didn't even have a name yet, or a legit name.
Yeah, we were changing names
We
every week.
had some stupid name that I'm not even going to talk about.
Yep.
And going to a race, and it was the mile marker sign, Mile 134. We were going to northern Wisconsin, and I'm like, that's it, fuck it. We're just going to use it.
It stuck.
So, yeah, and then obviously we wrote a song about dirt bikes because that was like our life through high school. And I thought it was cool to make it a play on words, I think they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can take it as a dirt bike or a female or male, whatever your thing is. But, yeah, it's if you think about it in that perspective as a sexual
It's a very goofy song.
it's very goofy, but the riffs are stupid, but they're kind of catchy.
Yeah.
Still.
We'll still be at practice and like in between picking songs and whatnot, and you'll just like play the riff and we'll jump into it.
It's like I jokingly do it because it's a very God. I took it off all of our distribution sites because we don't do it anymore. And my dog just entered the studio. Hey, buddy. Because we don't do it anymore, but people were still listening to it, and I'm like, God, we don't do that shit anymore. So yeah, Dirt Bike was a funny song. The riff is cool still, I think. I mean, it's silly, but it's probably been played by other bands too. But,
Yeah.
you know, just that progression.
Yeah.
But it's just it's a silly song, and I messed it up so bad in the studio, and I couldn't get it, and I just finally said fuck it, because practicing guitar was not something I did a whole lot of,
No,
or
right.
at least productive practicing. But yeah, we'll go on. So that was actually the second song off that EP. Let's go to the first one. The first one's called I Know. So that one's like a pop.
It's like some weird pop hybrid. I don't
Yeah.
even know what it's trying to be. But it's that one gets like caught in my head, like the riffage does. Like I'll just be like doing anything and I'll just hear it and be like, fuck, there it is again.
It's just a silly. I know these chords through this 2 chords.
Yeah.
But it's a B minor with Nirvana like palm mutes,
Yep.
and then it goes to an A.
Yep.
And that's the frickin' song
Yep.
until you get to the chorus. And it's actually a smooth song. Like it's smooth, like
Yeah.
it flows. But I mean, the lyrics are like written by, it just sounds like some heart-struck frickin'
Teenager? Because that's what you
Teenager.
were. Okay.
but it's just they're pretty different than what we write about now.
Yeah.
Different maturity level, different point of view. You know, that's the cool shit. Not to get off on a tangent too much. That's cool shit about music. I mean, I can resonate with dudes who don't write about shit that they're connected to.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
But I don't write music unless I can connect to it. And I think that's cool in the big picture because you can go back and see.
Yeah.
Like, I look back now and I think this album's silly. Sinner's silly. Micromanager's silly. You know, it's like, no, that was the time and place.
Yeah.
That's what the frame of mind, you know, that was your perspective at that time. So it literally captured
Yeah, it's history.
a part of our, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not silly. It's just, it's cool to see, you know, how you've grown.
No, yeah, you age, right? And then
Yeah.
your perspective changes, of course. So, no, it's cool.
Yeah, I know. It was. Yeah, it's a poppy song. And
Yeah.
I remember we were up at a local, kind of a local establishment that bands can go in and practice. And we also did like a coaching lesson in there. And we played this song, and the guy was like, that's going to be your single. That's going to be your single. And we were jacked on it at first, but we realized this isn't the kind of music we want to play.
No, yeah.
You know, we just kind of played, you know, when we were starting out, there was no filter on our riffs. It's like, that sounds good, and we're going to
Yeah.
write a song. There was no genre definition.
Yep.
We had no direction on what we actually wanted to play.
No, yeah. It's like every band has probably gone through that stage
Yeah.
of just like, you know, just writing just to write because it's like your first song you wrote or whatever. And it's just, I'm not articulating very well right now, but it is a maturity thing. Like
Yeah.
you just start and then you don't filter your riffs. It's just like, oh, that's a cool little thing I haven't done before.
Yeah.
You know. And
Well, and now it's the total opposite. We can't write a damn song because we're too picky.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know.
300 riffs and you throw a dart and find one you don't like, right?
Yeah. But, so yeah, I know. And then our last one, I think that's more resonant of what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
It's a song called New Wave.
Yep.
And it's your typical 16-year-old outcast song. That's
Right.
what it's about.
Writing a little rock grunge song.
Yeah, and it's about not fitting in and, you know, kind of screw everybody else for.
It's pretty heavy.
Yeah, but it's a total grunge rock song. And I remember
Yeah.
when we were playing it in our parents' basement, because that was our practice space, obviously, because we were 16.
Yep.
Whatever. And it's literally dana dana.
Yep.
And
simple.
I remember the day it comes down and goes, that was good. And I'm like, oh, shit. All right. I was just kind of a stupid riff.
I actually really like the verse riff of that song.
Oh, that is-
I like how that verse riff is
Very
like,
eerie.
yeah, well, it's more like it sets the scene very well
Yeah.
compared to the chorus. It's like this like scene.
I do
setting
like the
riff.
chorus, though, too. So, yeah, that is the one song that I've always jokingly, so all these songs are in standard tuning,
know?
which, not a problem. That's cool. But
Now we don't play anything.
we don't play anything in standard. We kind of realized earlier on that my voice fits with certain ranges,
Yeah.
but also we were under this notion that without a bass player we needed to go lower.
Yeah.
Which I think there is some truth to that. To that.
There is, yeah,
But
like technologically.
Then you get to a point where it you know, that there's probably a fine line that it doesn't matter. But yeah, so we don't play that in standard, but that whole EP was in standard tuning.
Yep.
And yeah, new wave.
I think of those 3 songs, I like New Wave the most, just because it's just I like no shade on the rest of the songs, right? New Wave was one of the songs where I thought I was really heavy drummer, right? Because I can like punctuate that stuff more. That and those riffs get really stuck in my head every now and then, like the verse riff especially.
Yeah, it's so that was a whole experience, just realizing where we were at, the writing style, the everything.
Yeah.
Even the studio experience, 'cause
Yeah.
we did everything live tracked with 3 guys. And the best part was our bass player switched up the bass line to new wave. He practiced it one way, and then when it was his turn to record, he switched it up, and yeah, it was just
A conflict of interest.
yeah,
Yep.
just did it to do it.
Yep.
But
No, that song was kind of like the first jump into the pool. You know, you kind of have like a vague idea of how to swim. You can still keep afloat, but the longer you do it, the more refined you get.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where that song was or that album rather was the first EP, if it's even an album, was the first jump into the pool, and that's kind of where that was. That's where it landed.
yeah, so luckily nobody can hear those songs.
Nobody can hear them.
Unless you want, reach out to us personally, because we're not putting them out there for the public anymore. I can give you secret links to listen to them, which I have done for our paid Substack subscribers, because again, this goes right along. If you go into our story, we talk exactly about, it's called the New Wave Demos is the title of the writing, and then we do so that was our free version. And then we do a paid version, which we actually linked these songs so our paid subscribers could hear them.
Yeah.
And I actually had one guy approach me the next day, because the guy I work with is a paid subscriber, and he goes, "I like those songs." And I'm like, "Yeah, but just enjoy them yourself."
As they are.
I think I put a disclaimer in that paid Substack too. I said, "Please do not share with other people."
We're embarrassed.
Yeah.
No.
So, no, that's that. And like I said, this is going to be the first Backline episode where we go through our discography. So next up, we're going to talk about Sinner.
Yep.
I'm Trey.
This is Tristan.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you for listening to the Backline podcast.